Good holiday. It was good. It was good. Okay. Just on an injury front, Joey Blunt will not go. And then everybody else, we'll see how the next 48 hours go. Had a good day yesterday. It was fun. They were enthused and all about it. Got to have a good day today. And then we're on to 48-hour prep. What do we got?
How is James? I know you don't know status yet, but how has James been progressing?
Good. That's it. See you guys later.
Did you like Saturday games?
Play when you play.
What was it about practice that made them seem enthused?
We had the music thumping because it's going to be a loud environment, so they always like that. But the attention to detail was there. Focus was there. It was a good day.
Is Max still in the protocol, or is he through it?
You know, Howard, I really don't know that. I think he's through. He's good to go. So I guess he would be through. I don't know about the fine print on that whole deal. When they tell me he's good to go, he's good to go. So I think he did pass the last part 2 days ago or yesterday. He's good to go.
What have you seen as far as just the differences between week 2 and now, as far as what the tape tells you about this Rams team? Is it interesting to just see the development from this Rams squad?
Yeah, you know, I thought they've done a really good job on defense throughout these last couple months of tweaking things, adjusting things. Guys' roles have changed. You see how they're trying to utilize certain guys. I think Coach Shula has done a really good job with that part because you see there is definitely intent to put guys in different positions to make plays for them. Their technique and fundamentally sound. I think always in the first part of the year, you know, you'd like that to improve on a weekly basis, which doesn't happen all the time. I think they've done a good job with that. And offensively, I mean, you're going against, you know, one of the best play callers in the world. The trigger guy's playing at a really high level, and he's got weapons, you know what I mean? So you put that all together, and they've been taking care of the ball, you know? So there's really no wonder why they're winning games, you know? They're controlling a double positive. They don't beat themselves. And they got a lot of guys making a bunch of plays. They're playing well.
I'm sorry. You saw Matthew a lot when you were in Minnesota. What kind of makes him such an elite quarterback?
Accuracy, decision-making.
Will you know about the running backs when you're on the plane Friday, or will it be game time decision?
We'll see. I don't know. I really don't. I really don't. When I say that, I mean, Josh, I get the question. I don't know that.
If you do get into a situation where Trey ends up being in that lead back role, what will you be looking to see from him in that first opportunity?
Do what he's coached to do. Have fun, make plays.
Is there an adjustment as a head coach when you go to a different division, start playing in different stadiums on a regular basis? Or is it just kind of you just play where you play?
Play where you play. Right, Tyler? You just tell me where to show up, and that's where we'll be, you know? Strap it up.
You mentioned the other day, I think defensively, takeaways and explosives. On the takeaway angle, sometimes they just happen, sometimes they don't. What is it that separates teams, you think, from those?
Yeah, you can either go with a mindset of nothing matters or everything matters. What I mean about that, right? Two drastic mindsets, right? They just happen, or, you know, they don't. They do or they don't, right? Yes, there's some of that in a game, right? It's a really good question because I've thought about this one a lot, right? If we preach it so much and we think about it as much as we do, I think you can definitely. There's an element of coaching it. A lot of what goes on is coached, right? So the language, how you drill it, how you teach it, what you show them, what you point out to them. Then there's an element of in-game, you know, are those opportunities there? And you kind of point that out too. So what I'm getting at, Howard, is sometimes they happen, sometimes they don't, but they know it's a winning stat, and I feel like the better educated they are and the better they're coached at the different ways of taking away the ball and when they come up, that you can uptick your opportunities for them. Now, if you get them or not, you don't know that. But I do feel like you got to maximize your opportunities when they're there throughout a game. And you watch across the league, it's cool to see people that take the ball away. Some guys just have a knack for it, but you can tell the teams that are understand the value of the ball a little bit more than teams. Everybody does, but you can tell the defenses to me that are coached and trained a way to really try to emphasize those opportunities. So, they haven't come up for us a couple times here in the last month. We haven't taken it away as much, I think, and that's a stat that we need to improve that, and oh, by the way, you're going against a guy that doesn't give it away. You know what I mean? The quarterback's not going to put the ball in harm's way for them. What he's shown consistently. You might get 1 or 2 ops, but some quarterbacks you might get 10. This guy doesn't do that, so it's important. It's got to be on our mind, and we got to maximize our opportunities because we know what that does to a game.
How do you as a coach walk that line between talking to your players and getting them in that mindset for takeaways, but making sure that they stay within the concepts of what you're trying to do defensively and not go overboard trying to get those things and maybe miss some of the regular assignments within the defense that you're trying to get them to do?
Yeah, you got to coach them the right way.
Do you think you guys value the ball as much as you should?
Yeah, I hope so. That's all I talk about.
The offseason might be a better time, but Paris Johnson, the junior season kind of came to an end. What did you see from him in year 2? What did he prove to you guys as far as making the transition?
Yeah, probably a better time, but I thought he played well. He switched positions. He keeps the quarterback upright, and he moves people in the run game. You know what I mean? And he's smart, and he's the character that you want, and I think he's still ascending. You know what I mean? So I know he's extremely motivated and disciplined and fired up to go into this offseason, what he wants to work on and improve what those aspects of his game that he wants to take the next step. But I think Clayton and Cookie have done a really good job with him. Very pleased where he's at, and again, I think that he's going to continue to improve.
The other tackle spot, we decided he was going to start at right tackle.
Jackson.
When it comes to Joey's spot, just knowing how big he is in special teams, is that going to be more of a committee to fill his role? Or?
Yeah, he plays a couple different roles for us on 4 phases. So, yeah, it will be. You know what I mean? We'll plug and play different guys in the spots that he's in, but feel really good about the guys that are going to play and step up for us. But he's one of our alpha dogs on teams. You know what I mean? That was that's a tough one for us. But we got guys ready to go and step in, and their roles are going to change a little bit, and they're ready to go.
Well, thank you. Appreciate it.
What you got, Howard? One more.
Well, just curious on the takeaways as they relate to explosives. That if you're giving up a lot of explosives, maybe the other team doesn't have as many plays to get opportunities. Do you think that correlates at all?
No, I don't. I think they're 2 statistics that are kind of sit apart from each other. But I know they're both important. You know what I mean? On offense, you got to protect the ball, and you need to try to generate explosives. On defense, it's the opposite. You want to take it away and don't give them up, and then special teams plays into it too. Same thing. We have a whole how we kind of talk about that with the teams on 4th down, explosive plays generated, explosive plays given up, and then obviously the ball too. So, it's a stat that, I really think is important.